Welcome, everyone. I'm Nina Amir, the Inspiration to Creation Coach, and we're here today with a 1-hour training on the 6 secrets of the world's most successful writers. I want to welcome you all for being here, and I'm just thrilled to be presenting this. Okay, here we go. So, do you dream of becoming a writer or a successful author? I know what that's like. You want to write consistently and effectively, and you want to be fast and productive. You want to write more than one book, right? You want to have many books and not have each one of them take a lifetime, because of course you only have one lifetime. So if you want to write a book, you want to do it quickly and easily and effectively. You'd like to see the pages of your manuscript piling up, your books on bookstore shelves, and your blogs and articles published and read. Can you see that? Feel it? Imagine what it would be like? As I said, I'm Nina Amir, the Inspiration to Creation Coach. And as an author coach, I help aspiring authors, bloggers, coaches, speakers, and conscious entrepreneurs make a positive and meaningful difference with their words. I also help them build businesses and careers around their books and blogs and become high performers so they can live fully and freely. As a certified high-performance coach, one of only about 300 in the world, I help my clients move from ideas to realized dreams, to get from where they are to where they want to go. Successful authorship. They combine their passion and purpose and take inspired action toward their goals. This helps them achieve their potential and fulfill their purpose. The proven, research-based, results-oriented curriculum that I offer with high-performance coaching gives them clarity, energy, courage, productivity, and influence to write consistently and publish successfully. So, I want to make some promises to you today. You're going to learn a few things. Actually, you're going to learn many things. The first one, though, is why clarity is the foundation to successful authorship. The second is how courage keeps your career on track. The third is how your ability to generate energy can mean the difference between starting and finishing your work. The fourth is the essential element that will help you produce work consistently. And the last is a different and more important type of influence. And actually, there's one more, and that is the foundational element of a successful author's career. I promise we'll cover all these points today. So I hope that's why you're here, because these are the keys to successful authorship. So if that's what you want to learn, you're in the right place. And this is my gift to you today, is to teach you these secrets, these keys to successful authorship. So let's dive in. The secret to successful authorship as a writer. What is that? Well, you might be surprised to learn that it is high performance. Now, what do I mean by high performance? I mean the ability to sit down at your desk at any time, or not even at your desk, anywhere where you are, and knock out the words. It means having the clarity about what you will write. What I mean is that you're focused and productive consistently. I mean that you show up at your desk ready, energetic, and enthusiastic about taking on your writing project, whatever that is. High performance means you feel confident, courageous, and ready to succeed, and you do what it takes. You take bold action daily, and you have the habits and mindsets to help you succeed, and you use them consistently to produce your work, your written work. I mean by high performance that you have what it takes to succeed at life and at work. To find that balance, because you don't want life getting in your way. You want to have both life and career managed. To succeed at life so you can succeed at work, and vice versa. That is high performance. And I mean that you're working on yourself as well as writing projects, because it's the personal development or personal growth work you do that helps you become the type of person who can succeed at authorship, as an author, or at any other aspect of your life. So basically, I'm talking about personal development. I told you this isn't a training about how to write a book or how to get published, but it is, because without personal development, you're not going to get your book written. You're not going to get published. Today, I'd like to teach you to move toward your writing dreams with clarity, courage, energy, productivity, and influence. I want to show you how to fulfill your potential and purpose by growing as a person, which will help you grow as a writer, and it will help you grow into an author. I want to tell you how to step into your best self personally and professionally. This training is not about writing skill or publishing knowledge. I told you, if you came for writing tips, this is not for you. I want to discuss self-mastery, the type that will make you a successful writer and a success in all areas of your life as well. It's about personal development and personal growth for writers. It's about stepping into your best self and fulfilling your potential and your purpose. So if you're still here, and I see most of you are, I'm assuming that's what you want to learn in this training. So let's discuss why high performance and not just, general personal growth. Why high performance? Now, most people think of high performance in terms of machines like race cars, or they think of high performance in terms of production like a factory or sales. In sales, you might become the highest performing salesperson. Indeed, becoming a high performance writer is a bit like turning yourself into a meticulously running race car, one that shoots ahead when the starting gun goes off, hugs every corner, handles every obstacle, and hums over the finish line effortlessly. It never loses energy or falters. It runs like a well-oiled machine because that's what it is. And for that reason, it makes winning the race seem easy. You can be a race car, a high-performing machine. But more than a high-performance machine, I like to think of high performance as the writer's superpower. It makes you into a superhero in your life and your work, because it gives you the ability to achieve your goals and make your writing dream real. It gives you the ability to jump over challenges, save your work from lying hidden in a drawer, and to take action on your writing ideas and goals. High performance gives you that sense of urgency, to make a difference, to serve, and to contribute. It gives you the power to make your writing dreams real, to bring your work into the world. I bet all of you would like to have that superpower, right? And you can have that superpower. You can be a superhero writer if you become a high performance writer. So when I talk about high performance, I often talk about there being no meandering or slipping backward in your career as a writer. So that in fact, you don't want to take the long way around, meandering here and there and following this advice and that and trying this and that with no real direction or sense of destination. That's what most writers do. Instead, you want to be different. You want to take the straight path to the top. You don't want to build up steam like during Write Nonfiction in November Challenge or National Nonfiction Writing Month. You want to write every day and develop flow, get in a peak state, and then not be able to continue with that same energy and commitment once the event is over. That doesn't work. That leaves you clinging to the peak by your fingernails. You do not want to get in that peak state, get all that energy going, and then burn out. Instead, you want that to be your norm, so that you can produce productive quality output every day. That's why athletes need peak performance. They need a peak and then a valley and a peak and a valley because they need to hit their best during an event, and their bodies need to recuperate and rest. Writers, on the other hand, want high performance. You do not want to work your way to the peak and then slip down and be hanging on for dear life. You don't want to find yourself clinging by your fingernails to the summit you achieved, that peak performance, only to slide down or fall down and have to start all over again from that valley, working your way to the top, back to peak performance. What you want instead is to sustain that level and move on from there. You don't want to slip back, but continue moving upward and forward. You want to write a manuscript and then another and another. You want to publish and then publish again and again. So basically, you're traveling upward all the time. Upward, leveling up all the time. High performance is a direct path to success for writers because you're traveling up and up, summit to summit on a straight path, faster, more direct, for effective, efficient work, no slipping backward or making U-turns. With high performance, you reach a new summit and continue your forward movement until you reach the next summit and the next book, the next article, the next blog post, and the next. High performance is a continual journey to excellence, to your best self. From each vantage point, you aspire to achieve a new level of success. High performance is the writer's secret. It means you're excelling and you're succeeding above standard norms consistently over the long term. So what does that really mean for a writer to succeed, to excel and succeed above standard norms consistently over the long term? It means that you have to first know what your norm is. How do you normally perform? Are you writing every day? Are you writing once a week? How often do you have an idea and actually take action on it? Your standard norm is your standard operating practice or mode of operation. It's not someone else's. You're not comparing yourself to some other writer. What's your standard norm? Are you productive? Are you unproductive? Are you energetic? Are you unenergetic? Are you confident? Are you lacking self-confidence? Wherever you are, even if you would rate yourself a 10, you want to level up. You want to 10x that norm. Now, that's the goal, is to constantly level up. Like I said, not to have peak performance, but to have high performance in your writing, as well as in other places in your life. And what it's going to feel like for you is full engagement, joy, and confidence. And that's coming from consistently living from and into your full potential as a writer and as a person. And in fact, it's really important for you to think about this. High performance is something that's personal and it's professional, because if you're not handling your life, you're not going to be able to handle your writing. The thing that I hear most often is that life got in my way. I didn't write my book because life got in my way. So this is not just about career. It is about your life, how you live. But since we're talking about the most successful writers, of course, it's also about your work. Your writing, authorship, your career as an author, and high performance is going to help you succeed in life and in your career. So where does high performance come from? Where are the origins of high performance? High performance in your life and your work, your writing, stems out of, it's the result of heightened and sustained levels of what we call the 5 pillars: clarity, energy, courage, productivity, and influence. When you have these, you will see a difference in your writing work as well as in your life. And we do want to have these heightened and sustained levels. So I'd like to talk about this as kind of like a thermostat or a thermometer. So a thermometer tells the temperature in a room. It just lets you know what it is, but it doesn't set the temperature, right? So you need to be the thermometer. Or I'm sorry, you want to be the thermostat and set the temperature for your writing, because the thermostat is what sets the temperature. So we have the thermometer that tells us the temperature in the room, right? It's just going to say it's hot, it's cold. Could be the same for your writing. Your writing's hot, it's going great, or it's cold, not happening. What you want to be is that thermostat that is setting that temperature. High, low, hot, cold, productive, unproductive, because that's what's regulating how you are writing or how much you're writing. So you want to be that thermostat in your life and in your writing work, because then you can keep cranking it up. You can keep cranking that heat up and be more and more productive as a writer. So we talk about a high performance model, and then I'm going to get into the secrets. Don't worry, they're coming, but I just want you to understand this. So the high performance model starts with these 5 pillars that I talked about. And when you can experience in your writing or in your life clarity, energy, courage, productivity, and influence, you're actually going to be able to master your psychology, your physiology, your productivity, your persuasion, your presence, and your purpose. And that's the goal here. Okay, that is the goal, to help you master these things. I think of high performance as a writer's secret weapon, because it's going to help you, as I said, be more successful in your life and as a writer. So let's deep dive into each of these 6 areas of high performance and talk about them a little bit more. Okay, so secret number 1 is to master your mind. Master your mind. How many of you find yourself focused on negative thoughts or negative beliefs or the thing that's happening in the news, right? This is your mind going crazy. And you need to be able to take control over it, because the only thing stopping you from achieving your writing goals is you. You have these negative thoughts, fears, limiting beliefs, the same as my clients do. They're all the same. I'm not good enough. I can't do this. No one will read this. A publisher won't want it. I can't write. I'll be judged. I'll be rejected. I don't know anything. This is what's going on in your mind. But that's you. It's you. You are in your way. And when you have these kind of negative thoughts running around all day long, you're going to just curl up in a ball and slink away to read someone else's book and wonder why the heck you can't finish or start your own. Basically, your mind is controlling you, and you need to control your mind. Tony Robbins likes to say, don't negotiate with your mind. And I agree. You can't negotiate with your mind. You have to take control of it. You have to be the voice in your head. So think about it. What are your most limiting beliefs or most negative thoughts about yourself or about becoming a writer? Maybe rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. How often do negative thoughts or beliefs hinder your writing? Are they all consuming? Are you a 10 when it comes to negative thoughts and beliefs hindering you from writing your book or your blog? Or are you a 5? Where are you on that scale, with 10 being the highest and 1 being the lowest? So why don't you rate yourself? You should be taking some notes while I'm talking here, and ranking yourself in each of these areas is really important, because how do you know whether you're getting any better if you don't start out with some sort of a rank? High performance, we do a lot of ranking for that reason. So rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 the highest. How often do negative thoughts or beliefs hinder your writing? Now, I always wanted to be a writer, but my mom told me when I was in high school that only really good writers could make a living as novelists, and I wanted to be a novelist at that time. So that left me with some negative thoughts about my ability to write. Basically, I'm not good enough. I can't earn a living. And those stuck with me and stopped me from moving forward until I realized that the only thing standing in my way was me. Actually, my old negative thoughts and limiting beliefs, the things happening in my brain, in my mind. So I made a decision to succeed, to become an author, and I took massive action toward my goal, including working on myself, engaging in personal growth. And that helped me not let my negative thoughts and limiting beliefs stop me, not those my mom gave me or the ones I developed because of my own insecurities or experiences. I did the personal development work, and that, along with my commitment to my purpose, my passion, my downright stubbornness, got me where I am today. But here's the bottom line. I got out of my own way. I mastered my mind, which is a continuous process. It isn't like those thoughts don't pop back up for me. They do, just like you. And you have to just keep working at it. And the more you work on yourself and the more you learn to be conscious of what's happening in your mind, the more progress you're going to make. So this is all about psychology, mastering your psychology. So here are some questions that you can jot down and journal about. Basically, are you living your truth? Right? So there's what's true and there's what's not true. And most of what's going on in your mind isn't true. If you're focused on future fears, that's not true. They're thinking about something that might happen and you're afraid and you're making that an excuse. But more than that, are you living your truth? If you are a writer and that is who you believe you're going to be, or you have to be writing. So are you living your truth? Now, the other thing to do is choose 3 words that define who you are as a person. Okay, I'm not talking about career here. Just who do you want to be as a person? Do you want to be energetic? Do you want to be passionate? Do you want to be focused? Do you want to be abundant? Do you want to be charismatic? Choose 3 words and jot them down now. 3 words that define who you are as a person or who you want to be. And then what you're going to do is you're going to daily ask yourself if you're living those words. Are you living into them? Are you becoming that person? Because the words you choose aren't necessarily who you are now. It's who you want to be. It's your best self. How are you going to step into that? You're going to live into those words. You can also choose 3 words that would define who you are as a writer and an author. Again, future that. Who would you like to be as a writer and an author? Write down 3 words. Daily, ask yourself if you're living them. Remind yourself on a regular basis about those words and during the day, say, am I living these words right now? Am I becoming this person? Okay. Next, you have to master your body. You do not want to look like this guy who's falling asleep at his desk, because if that's how you look, you are not ever going to get anything written. You need to be able to have the endurance and the energy to get from start to finish of a book. And it takes a while, and it takes a lot of energy and focus. So you need to master your body. And no one who teaches writing talks about physiology. But you have to master your physiology if you want to succeed as a writer, or really at anything in life. So ask yourself, do you have energy every day? Again, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest. How would you rate your level of energy right now? Is it a 2, a 5, a 10? Without energy, you can't write, at least not well. Your mind and body have to be fully energized to function correctly. Plus, you need stamina to get from start to finish and beyond. If you do one of these, write a book in a month programs like I talked about, NaNoWriMo or my Write Nonfiction in November challenge, that, you're writing a book in a month. Take some stamina, some energy. But what about if you got a book deal? Not a whole lot different. You get a book deal, you got to be able to write that book in a short amount of time. So you need to be able to get this from start to finish. And you need to bring good energy to the computer daily. So besides just physical energy, you need mental energy that's good, that's positive, that's high, that's not low and negative, because it's going to be hard to write if you're coming with bad energy. So you need the physical energy and mental energy, and you need emotional energy. That also needs to be high and positive. So the thing is that if you're sitting at your desk for long hours, it's going to affect your energy. For me, it gave me spider veins and circulation issues, tendon problems. I got a bike and I was using it sporadically. And 2 years ago, I got myself a personal trainer. It was a splurge, and now I see it as a necessity because it gives me energy. It helps me have stamina for the tough times, like when I'm on a deadline, or when I was taking care of my mother who broke her hip, my 90-year-old mother. She broke her hip, and 38 out of 45 days I was away and caring for her, but also running my business. So you want to think about this. Do you have the energy to handle life and work? Because I don't want to hear that excuse about, you're too tired to write. Through high performance strategies and tools, I learned how to generate energy at will, even when I'm tired. In fact, you can too. You can create the energy to write. So no more excuses about being tired. Do you do that? Do you make that excuse? Say you're too tired? High performing writers don't use that excuse. Instead, they generate the energy they need. And one of the ways you could do that is just by moving your body. Get up and take a walk, stretch, do some breathing. Do something. Matter of fact, your brain, when you think about the physiology, your brain can't function well. It's not going to be as creative or focused if you don't drink enough water and give it enough oxygen. Your body needs to move. It needs to have water. It needs to have oxygen. So make sure that you are mastering your physiology. So ask yourself right now, are you rested and fully hydrated? To really write well, you need 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. Your brain can't function well without it. In fact, once you get to about 6 hours of sleep a night, you're functioning as if you were drunk. Are you sleeping, eating, exercising, hydrating, even gesturing and speaking with passion and energy? Enough to actually have the energy you need to write consistently and achieve successful authorship? Really important question to answer. So I want you to journal about these later, okay? All right, secret number 3 is to master your focus. You know how easy it is to get lost in your research, and then you end up on YouTube and then decide to check out what's going on Facebook or in your inbox when you're supposed to be writing. And then there are the kids and the laundry and, your full-time job. And, then there's that text that just came in that you have to handle. And, that hurricane or shooting. Or your parent, like mine, falls and breaks a hip, and you suddenly become a caregiver. You feel like you have ADHD, attention deficit disorder, but it's symptomatic of our culture. It really is. but it doesn't have to be. You have control over your mind. As I said, take control of your mind. You have control of your mind. You can have that. You can create that. You have control over your attention. Now, you can't manage time. Time does what it does. We have 24 hours every day, but you can manage your attention in the time you have, and that makes all the difference in your productivity. Matter of fact, when I was getting coached by a certified high performance coach, she told me that. You can't manage your time. You can only manage your attention in the time you have. And that made the biggest difference in my productivity in every area of my life, but particularly in my writing. It made me improve my ability to focus and not get caught up in distractions like email. My focus has increased probably 50x. I've learned how to shut out distractions and stop myself because I now recognize when I'm choosing to focus elsewhere or to procrastinate. And I can create a sense of urgency and necessity to complete a task or project. And of course, the more I get done, the more freedom I have to do other things. And again, these are all things that even high performers are working at all the time. I can't tell you that I'm never distracted. Of course I am. But I catch it more often, and I know how to get myself focused so I can be more productive. And the thing is, without focus, you're not going to be productive. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 again being the highest, how distracted are you daily? What distracts you most and takes you away from your writing? You need to know this. Because how else can you think of a way to minimize that distraction? And that's what you need to do. You need to know what distracts you and minimize those distractions and then increase your focus. Again, I wouldn't say I'm never distracted, but if I need to focus, I can weaponize my attention and increase my productivity. I can really crush it because high-performing writers know how to focus when necessary. That's why they're productive. And the most successful writers are prolific and productive. So you have to learn how to master your focus. When it comes to focus, again, I told you, focus and productivity go hand in hand. I want you to think about your mission or purpose today. Every day, when you get up or you get to your desk, ask yourself, what's my mission or purpose today with my writing? Ask yourself what you're looking forward to. You could do that when you get up in the morning, because when you know what you're looking forward to, you're going to focus on it. And ask yourself why you have to accomplish what you have to accomplish today to progress your life and your writing career. Because when you know what you have to accomplish to move forward personally and professionally, you can do it. But if you're wandering around, meandering, and you don't know what you need to accomplish or why, that mission or purpose is your why, you're gonna be distracted. So answer these questions in your journal, and that's going to help you. All right. Secret number 4 is to master influence. So what the heck is with this girl with the red nose? I always look at her and think, I wonder whether she's trying to start a movement. She wants everyone to wear a red nose like that. Sometimes at the pharmacy, they have the red noses. You can put them on. Anyway, for me, this is somebody who she would like to start a movement. And maybe some of you would like to start a movement that's way more meaningful than just wearing a red clown's nose. Maybe you want to inspire people in some way with a blog or a short ebook. Maybe you want to get others to follow your lead or your movement or to change in some way. You want to influence readers to change, write a transformational book. For that, you have to have persuasive abilities. You have to become an influencer and a leader. And it's a learned skill. All of these things that I'm telling you about, these secrets to high performance writing, are things you can learn. They are learned skills. But even to learn influence or persuasion, or to do anything at all, you need to influence yourself first. Maybe you need to influence yourself to write every day, to ignore the naysayers, even if you live with those naysayers. Maybe you need to influence yourself to ship your work, as Seth Godin likes to say, to put it out into the world. Without influence over yourself, you can't influence anyone else. You need to influence yourself even to just be your authentic self, to go out into the world and share your message, to step into those words I mentioned that you should write down, your best self words. I had to step up and into expert status, for instance, when I began my blog, How to Blog a Book. I wanted to influence a new trend, to write a book on a blog, post by post, rather than just blogging and hoping to be discovered or turning that content into a book later. And I had to influence myself to write that book in the public eye and to keep up with it even after the book was done. Sometimes influence for writers is about getting your butt in the seat and forcing yourself to show your work to others, influencing yourself and then, to write and then get it out there. Sometimes it's about developing an audience, building a platform, fans who know, like, and trust you and feel you're an influencer in their lives. That's about persuading people to follow you online or attend your events. So you build that platform, which is necessary to succeed as a writer. My ability to do all those things, to have influence with myself and with others, has increased tremendously since I got involved in high performance and personal development work. I'd say my blog readership has probably doubled just in the few years I've been a high performance coach. So the question really is, how well do you influence yourself or others? And I'd like you to rate yourself again on a scale of 1 to 10. How much influence do you have personally or professionally with others and with yourself? So rate yourself twice, 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. How much influence do you have with yourself? How much influence do you have with others? And then again, you can answer a few other questions. Are you developing influence? Are you doing anything at all that helps you be more persuasive with yourself or with others? Writers have to have this persuasive ability. How are you going to get people to buy your books otherwise? And it comes through in your writing as well. Then ask yourself, are you showing up authentically and serving others with your writing? Do you show up authentically and serve? Is your writing of service to others? Because you have to remember, you're writing for somebody else and all they care about is whether you are offering them value and benefit. And last, ask yourself whether you can persuade yourself to take courageous and bold action toward your writing dreams. This is about influencing yourself. You have to have courage. It's just a necessity. Okay, secret number 5 is to master your presence. Yes, this is about being present. It's also about how you carry yourself, though, through the world. Are you here in the moment, or is your mind carrying you into the past or the future? Think about it. Are you on the phone or looking at the television when your family speaks to you? Are you looking at Facebook while you attend a webinar? This one, maybe? Or checking email every 2 minutes when you're supposed to be writing? What about your physical presence? How you hold yourself? What's your posture? How do you gesture? Remember, I mentioned that gesturing actually is a way to raise energy. Does how you hold yourself convey the person you want to be? Those words I had you write down that are the words that describe your best self, personally and professionally? Most of my life, I've slumped. I grew faster than the boys, and I wanted to hide. Plus, I felt kind of different. My dad died when I was 7. Everyone else had a dad. And I was Jewish in a predominantly Catholic area. I really kind of wanted to be small and to hide. But you can't succeed as an author like that. You have to show up. You have to unfold rather than shrink. I had to learn to be okay with different and to celebrate and embrace it. Plus, I had to learn to be 100% present when I speak, coach, and meet people. I still work on my posture, but I usually speak and gesture with confidence. And I often say to people, wait, let me finish this so I can be present when you speak. On a scale of 1 to 10, again, 10 being the highest, how present are you daily with others, first of all? And then rate yourself again on a scale of 1 to 10. How present are you daily with your work? When you sit down to write, are you present? Secret number 6. Oh, I'm sorry, presence. I forgot the questions for you. Here you go. So in the area of presence, I want you to ask yourself what level you are right now even. I gave you a ranking tool, right? But I want you to rate your level in this particular moment. When it comes to your emotional, physical vibrancy and presence, where would you rate yourself? 1 to 10. Right now, are you really present with me? Are you feeling, good energy and like you're really here in the moment, or are you somewhere else? Are you bringing all of you to this particular moment with me? And how about when you write? Do you bring all of you to your writing? Okay, now, secret number 6 is to master your mission. What is it you want to accomplish? What's your cause or your purpose? You've got an idea for a book, even if it's a novel. Doesn't matter. You must have a compelling reason for writing it. What is it? If you can't connect with your book idea and your reason for writing it on an emotional level, you're going to struggle to stay committed to writing that book. You need what we call a big why. High-performing writers have a strong need to achieve their mission now, not later. And they have a strong sense of purpose and a need to fulfill that purpose. For me, some days I'm up late fulfilling my purpose. For instance, I've never missed a blog post deadline. I feel that I can reach and impact more people with my blog posts than with my books even. So I want to be sure to give my audience those blog posts and to have a positive and meaningful difference in their lives as a result. So rate yourself again, 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. How strong is your why? Do you have a why? And how strong is your why? So in this area of mission or purpose, you want to ask yourself, what do I want to offer the world? And how will I make a positive and meaningful difference with my words? That's a great one to ask because you're planning out a book, right? How am I going to make a positive and meaningful difference with my words in this book? And what am I offering the world with this book? And what kind of legacy am I leaving? And how can I stay on purpose and serve greatly right now? I want you to remember that you're always in service to your readers. The best books are in service to readers. Okay, so I mentioned in some of my emails that there would be a bonus secret. And this is it. It's to raise your necessity. You need to have a sense of urgency for your book, for writing. Necessity demands that you take action, that you write now, not later. When you feel necessity, you don't talk about writing or sit around wishing or hoping you'll write. You write because you have to. You don't have a choice, or that's how it feels. Your heart and your soul and the needs of the moment and of your readers tell you to act. It feels right, and so you do it. You write as if your life depended on it or someone else's life depended on it. When you have necessity, if you don't take action, you feel as if you aren't living up to your standards, meeting your obligations, or fulfilling your destiny. Necessity inspires a higher sense of motivation because your personal identity is engaged, creating a sense of urgency to act. Without necessity, the fire you have for your writing goes out. How would you rank yourself here? On a scale of 1 to 10, is your necessity high, a 10, or is it a 1? Now, in each case, each of these areas that we have looked at, these secrets, you can raise your score. I asked you to rank yourself each time. If you rated yourself low, you can raise that score. And in fact, you need to do so if you want to succeed as a writer. That's a necessity. Now, I want you to know that these secrets I just shared with you are more than just the pillars of high performance. They're actually high performance habits. And as habits, they can be learned. You can develop habits. So the high performance habits that writers have are that they seek clarity, they generate energy, they raise necessity, they increase productivity, they develop influence, and they demonstrate courage. So are these your habits? If not, it's time to develop some new habits because your current habits have only helped you get to your current level of success as a writer. If you want to level up, you want a higher level of success as a writer, you need new habits. So I want to leave you with a couple high performance writer principles. And the first one is the change happens in 2 ways. It's either forced on you or you force it on yourself. And high performers tend to choose to consistently and tenaciously change for the better. They force it on themselves. They don't wait for life to happen and make them change. The second principle is that you have to really discover that purpose and combine it with your passion. I often talk about how when you combine your purpose with your passion, you get inspired to action. So when you have passion and purpose, you're going to take consistent, focused, and inspired action in each moment. In this way, you're going to step into your best self and live into your potential and positively and meaningfully impact the world with your words. So with principle 1, you need to, know, are you choosing to change? And principle number 2, are you passionate about becoming a writer and about your book idea? Is it on purpose for you? When you write, do you feel like you're fulfilling your purpose? Do you get inspired to take action? Or are you just going through the motions? Because if you're just going through the motions, there's something missing here. High performance principle number 3. Personal development provides the foundation for success in any endeavor, including writing and publishing. It's the secret weapon or the secret sauce that's used by successful people in every industry. But in this case, we're talking about writers. This is what they're using to help them succeed. To conquer any goal, you have to first conquer yourself. So do you feel like you've done that? If not, it's time to focus on personal development. Not saying don't focus on writing well or learning how to self-publish or learning how to blog. All those things are important, but they'll be so much easier if you have worked on yourself. If you have the clarity, energy, courage, productivity, and influence, it's going to make it easier for you to do all of that. So imagine what it would be like to write with clarity, energy, courage, and productivity daily, to have influence not only over yourself, but with your audience. You can have that kind of superpower, the superpower writers need. And imagine yourself as a high-performance writer. How would you feel? What would you do? How would you behave, think, or speak? Would you be happier, more enthusiastic, more on purpose, more focused, more balanced, more successful? Of course you would. Imagine your life as a high-performance writer. How would your life be different, better, more fulfilling? Would you churn out manuscript pages or words daily? Would you make money from your work? Would you joyfully and enthusiastically and energetically sit down to write daily, consistently, for as many hours as you wanted or needed? Would you courageously get your work into the world and reap the rewards while also positively and meaningfully impacting your readers? Of course you would. So your challenge is to become a high-performance writer so you achieve more inspired results. That is your challenge. But it's a challenge that you can succeed at. I've given you the keys and you can succeed. You just have to take up the challenge and decide, I will be a high-performance writer. I will achieve more inspired results. I will step into my best self and achieve my potential and my purpose by making a meaningful and positive difference with my words. I will become a high-performance writer.